So I think it's safe to say officially that when it comes to the national debate surrounding healthcare, progressives have won. Because there's a new poll by Reuters and Ipsos that came out that was honestly shocking, and I couldn't believe it. So, as Vice reports, a slim majority of Republicans now want single-payer too. I'll read that to you again. A slim majority of Republicans now want single-payer too. It's over. We convinced the other side, our political opponents, that our plan, our Medicare for All plan, is the way to go. And now they're on board. A majority. So anyone who comes to you and says, now is the time to compromise, let's move to, a public option and then single payer, they're not looking out for your best interests, because we don't compromise when we've actually persuaded the other side that we have the right policy. This is huge news. So, getting to the article, they explain it's not just Senator Bernie Sanders fanatics and DSA darlings pulling for expanding Medicare and developing a single-payer system. Apparently, some Republicans want it too. That's according to a new Reuters Ipsos poll, which found 51.9% of Republicans would embrace a Medicare for All policy out of the 2,989 people who responded to their inquiry of American adults in June and July. The idea also drew support from 84.5% of Democrat respondents who've seen their party swing further left when it comes to healthcare issues. And look, this is a solid poll. That sample size of nearly 3,000 respondents is actually fairly large, so that does lead me to believe that the poll itself is accurate and reliable. And 51.9% of Republicans saying they support Medicare for All, that's gigantic news. But it's not just that Republicans are now on board, even though I think that's the larger story. It's that the majority of Americans that support Medicare for All overall grew pretty substantially. So now it's the case that the same survey found 70% of the country now supports Medicare for All. We've made our case, and we've officially won the debate. All the fear-mongering we see in mainstream media, it hasn't worked, because grassroots activists and the conversations that we're all having with our peers about Medicare for All, it clearly resonated. We have the winning argument. It's a common sense argument, and we won the debate. Now it's just a matter of getting our corrupt Congress to pay attention to us and listen to us and stop listening to health insurers and do what we want. 70% of the country. I mean, that is a gigantic majority. And when you even have a majority of the opposing party on board, that's it. It's done. We've won this debate. Now give us what we want. If we live in a representative republic, then represent us. If you truly are representing the will of the people, then you give us the policy that we are asking for. And clearly, the American people now have spoken. Medicare for All is the way to go, because it's common sense. Anyone who has Medicare, they like it. So all we have to do is we take our existing Medicare program, we improve it, and we expand it to everyone. And guess what? Healthcare will then be free at the point of delivery. You no longer have to pull out a credit or debit card anytime you go to see your doctor. You no longer have to pay your monthly health insurance premium and then have to pay more when you go to the doctor, because, it looks like your health insurance provider only covers X percent of this. I mean, health insurance is the biggest scam in the country. The biggest scam in the country. So if there's ever been a time to push for Medicare for All, now is the time. Now we ramp up the pressure, because we have both sides on our side. They're with us now. Republicans are with us now. Could you believe that? I honestly am a little shocked. We were kind of seeing that it was moving there, because we saw that a plurality of Republicans support Medicare for All. We saw that some Trump supporters support Medicare for All. There were some articles about that, and those were anecdotal examples, but that was the start. And now, just the majority, it may be a slim majority, but a majority nonetheless, of Republicans support Medicare for All. This is such good news.
Support this podcast by becoming a patron at patreon.com/Humanist Report.